welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle Nicole. If you're new here and if you're returning, welcome back. Today I am going to be sharing with you my testimony that I've been talking about to everyone. All I just want to say is God is good. God is good. And we must walk by faith and not by sight. That is 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. So basically, I found out that I got promoted at my job almost 2 weeks ago. And let me tell you, I had been interviewing for months, okay? Probably about 10 months. And throughout this whole entire process, I'm like, okay, I'm meeting the numbers. I'm doing all that I need to do. But let's just backtrack real quick. So I got baptized in February. And I just want to say that was such an amazing experience for me. And I'm just so glad that I was able to do that. Just because, I wanted to renew my faith as far as putting God first as the center of my life. And so with me doing that, I feel like that was basically the trickle and waterfall effect to everything that has transpired. Yeah, so walking in obedience definitely has helped me, I would say. Sacrifice is better than obedience. That's what I've been living by, especially ever since I got baptized. But back to my story and my testimony, basically, and how I got promoted and found out. Like I said, this happened about 2 weeks ago. So I've been working for this company for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years, May 15th actually, to be exact. And 2 weeks ago, this gentleman came into my branch. Never seen him a day in my life. Ever, mind you. And that just is funny how God works and uses people. I've always been told, especially when I was younger, God uses people to speak through them. Also, like, you meet people for a lifetime reason or season. And I just feel like that man was placed in my life for a specific reason. Yes. So I originally had a 12 o'clock appointment. And this man walked into my branch, and like I said, I'd never seen him before a day in my life. And I went to go ask my manager if I could help him, because literally something told me, help this man, okay? And so I was just trying to be obedient and listen, and I did so. So he was standing in the little, I guess, front area where we have the other telestations. And he had on this hat that had like the Navy, and I just let him know. I was like, I just want to say thank you so much for your service. We greatly appreciate you. And I had my hair curled in a bang, and I thought that was so funny. He was like, oh, well, I just want to say I really like your hair. It looks really cute. I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. I was like, so what do you need help with today? And he was like, well, I wanted to open up an account. And I was like, okay, well, sounds good. Let me just go ask my manager really quickly if she can take my appointment that I have actually coming in at noon. Because mind you, it's 11:55. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to help this man? And I'm literally being told to help him. And so I go and ask my manager. She says, that's fine, because it's just a notary. I'm a licensed notary, or notary public, whatever, for my particular job. So I can do those services. Anyway, so I go tell her, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I help this client open up an account? He's new. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. So, and I'm just like, okay. So I sit down with him. And literally, like I said, I never met him from Adam a day in my life. And this man says to me, I just want to tell you, God has something coming for you. Okay, I claimed I received that. Thank you, Mr. Carey. I was like, okay, thank you. I received that. And he was like, yeah, your hard work has not been in vain. God sees what you're doing. And I'm just like, who sent you? Who are you? And literally before even saying that, he literally had asked me, why aren't you married? And I'm like, Mr. Carey, I would love to know that question or answer myself. And I was like, marriage is something that I take very serious, as far as like, seeing how my parents and my grandparents You know, we're married for years and years and years. My parents have been married for years. I take that seriously, and I don't want to just jump into something that requires a lot of sacrifice as far as doing the good work, okay? And he basically said to me, well, I just want to let you know that being married requires you not only loving the person that you're with, but actually liking them. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And he literally says, yes, you have to not only like the person that you're with, but you have to respect them, because you can fall out of love. But without love, without liking someone, it's never going to last. And I was like, thank you. I needed to hear that. I received that. Thank you. So I opened his account, literally deposits a certain amount of money. And then after that, this man literally tells me, yeah, I want you to be my banker. Just want to let you know. And I was like, okay, I would love to be your banker. And he tells me, after he's done the amount of money that he wants to deposit into his account, I was like, hold on, Mr. Carey. I am not a licensed banker. But if you want me to get you someone who can help you with this amount, I would be more than happy to do so. He said, no, I don't want nobody else to help me. I want you to help me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, whenever that time comes, I'll be more than happy to help you. Literally, this is a Tuesday, okay? The next day comes. I am in the middle of helping a client. In the middle, I'm literally on the computer typing, because like I said, I've been rejected. The last time that I interviewed was my 7th time interviewing, okay? And I think that's hilarious as far as like the way God works, and he is hilarious, okay? He's a funny God, but you know, he does everything for a perfect reason and time and place. I'm in the middle of helping a client. Literally, I get an email. Congratulations. You have been accepted for the particular role that you have been applying for. What? Literally, y'all, I wanted to scream. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm in the middle of helping him, and I'm like, okay, Mr. Customer, hold on one second. Can I please just step away really quickly, because I literally just found out I got promoted. Hold on, where are the cameras? I'm being pranked. So I literally open up the email, and it literally says, congratulations, you've been selected for this particular role. Let's talk about it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm like, okay, this man tells me yesterday, you about to receive good news. Only God, okay? So literally later that day, Mr. Carey comes in. He comes in again, and he was like, yeah, hey, good to see you, Danielle. I just want to say I want you to open up 4 business accounts for me. I'm like, Mr. Carey, I just want to say I can't do that because I'm not one of the licensed bankers, but I'll be more than happy to check you in to get that done. Also, I just want to let you know I got promoted today. And he was saying, oh, he looked at me. He said, I know. Y'all, when I tell you, I looked at him and I was just like, I literally feel like I was entertaining an angel, okay? Literally was entertaining an angel. And I just looked at him and I was like, wow, you just don't even understand how your words have literally helped me so much yesterday. And y'all, I was just such in awe. So basically, like I had said, I had interviewed 7 different, so the last time, like I said, was my last time to interview. And in the Bible, number 7 represents new opportunities, completion, and rebirth. What? So like I said, after the 7th time I had interviewed with the particular manager, that just goes to show you how God is so good and that he places people in your life for a reason. The manager who I'll be working for literally trained at the branch that I'm working at now. Okay? I get on the interview call with her. I'm like, I know you. Why do you look so familiar? She's like, yeah, I worked at your branch just a couple times while before getting the particular branch that I'm at. And I was like, ah, that's why you look so familiar. Okay, well, chop it up. Because I just feel like, interview process, you own that interview. That is your interview. You are in control. And when you are confident and let your light just be your light, everything will work for the greater good. But I just feel like this time I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stress. I'm going to give it to God. I'm not even going to worry about it anymore, because if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. Mind you, I had been praying for the opportunity, Lord Jesus, praying for the opportunity to get the weekends off, because I literally said, I do not want to leave Chase. I love working here. I love my job. I just love the clients that I get to help. I just love everything about it. I do not want to leave the exact branch. That's what I'm saying. I'm living in a prayer. Okay. The exact branch that I'll be working at, I get weekends off. I am working with people that are just amazing, and I'm just so excited for this new opportunity that I'm about to embark on. Also too, like, it's closer to my job, closer to my home, excuse me. And I literally was praying for a job that literally gives me the opportunity to be closer to my house. And like, God is so good, and I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. I could just scream, okay? Like, this is still so surreal to me, like, talking about it. It's just like, what in the world? And so, like I said, the particular client that I did have open this account, literally he's been coming in like every day since then. And I just think that's so funny how, this man basically carried me. Carried me through. Well, God carried me through. And I just feel like the irony in that his name was Mr. Carry, and God will carry you through any situation. You just have to be patient and trust his timing, because I started praying that God give me the desires of his heart, not just my heart, because I feel like that was acting in self. And once I feel like I started doing that and just not stressing about the things that are not in my control anymore, baby, little them doors started to just open up. And I was like, that's all I had to do? Oh! But yes, I feel like I'm just so happy. But my story's not finished. And that's what I feel like is the most amazing part, because I get to work with a lot of different amazing people, and the people that come into my branch. Literally, my birthday, like I said, was a few weeks ago too. And that just goes to show you how I feel like I have such an impact on some people's lives. I literally, from two of my clients, they tried to give me gifts for my birthday. Not allowed to take gifts because my job considers it a bribe. But it's a simple fact that, like, people are trying to give me gifts. Literally. Money. And I'm just like, I cannot take this. I can literally lose my job. But for me, it's really the thought that counts, that I have had such an impact in some people's lives that they feel like they need to do that for me. And the other day, I was literally helping someone, and they were like, wow, you have such a personality that definitely suits this particular job. Because what's funny is my mom, when she was in college, she was actually in the banking industry as well. And she used to always tell me that people would always be like, no, we don't mind waiting for you. We don't mind waiting on you. We really like you. And I feel like her personality definitely trickled on to me. And I'm so thankful for my mom. She's amazing. I look up to her as I just look up to her. She's such an amazing woman. And she is one woman that I feel like I cannot amount to. And I just greatly appreciate her instilling in me the values of what it takes to do the things that I have to do in life. Not only when it comes to jobs, but just in general. I try to carry myself a certain way that it looks like God does live in her. And I just am so happy that I have the opportunity to do these things. But that is my testimony. And yes. And also just adding upon that, how I just feel like God is so good. Prior to me finding out, the day before I got promoted, I was on Facebook. I literally just put on Facebook, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. I feel like that is a very true, not even just a statement, but just in general. The hard work that you do in life will eventually pay off. You reap what you sow, and the things that you do will eventually be paid forward. And I feel like that is so true in regards to especially my testimony. So the irony of that is me saying that the night of me putting that on Facebook, someone told me I was on my phone that night. Literally, get on the Bible app, and I did. And why the lady who was speaking in that particular time literally said, "Your hard work has not been in vain. Everything that you do and have done is working in your favor, and the last shall be first, and the first shall be last." I was like, hold on, what? Okay, look, something is working out, and literally the next day, I get promoted. So, glory be to God. That's all I have to say. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I didn't want this to be too long-winded just because I'm a talker, but I just want to share my testimony with you guys just because I feel like God is so good and obedience is better than sacrifice. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. Definitely let me know your testimony if you guys have any, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to share the good works of God and how walking by faith and not by sight will definitely pay off in the end. But peace be still. You guys have a great day and a great night whenever you're watching this, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.